What's up YouTube, this is JP Panther, back on the video, and today's video is actually a Hollywood movie kind of, I don't know, it's kind of more of an information series type video. I kind of want to talk to you guys about this because now it seems like things are really happening in Hollywood, and because of everything that's happening, the whole racial climate and stuff like that. And it seems like, Hollywood's identity crisis, actors, writers, and this, again, I guess this comes from dailymail.com. Again, I will link the article in the description box down below so you guys can check it out. It says Hollywood's identity crisis, actors, writers, and producers warn of reverse racism in the film industry, which has created a toxic climate for anyone who is a white, middle-aged man. As the boards are taken down from the shop fronts and studios, long lots grind slowly back to life. Hollywood is basking in unseasonable heat wave, and with the Me Too movement, the COVID, and $50 billion industry is finally emerging from a 4-month lockdown, only to have a new and very different world where tensions is rising as early as the monitor. For if the very public Black Lives Matter protests have polarized America, the silence fallout has now reached out Hollywood. A revolution is underway. White actors are being fired from studio bosses, making it clear that only minorities and racial sex can be given jobs, and gays and stuff like that. A new wave of what they have been termed by some anti-white prejudice is causing writers, directors, producers, actors will never work again. One described the current atmosphere as more toxic than anything else, with leading actors afraid to speak out, concerned that they'll be labeled racist and be canceled, and have their careers broken by Twitter and all this other stuff. The first sign came from when the most popular powerful black directors in Hollywood, Jordan Peele, as he says he'll have no white people leading his movie, and he says, I don't see myself casting a white dude as a lead in my movie. Pete said, not that I don't like white dudes, but I've seen that movie before. As one studio executive responded privately, if a white director said that hiring a black actor, their career will be over in a heartbeat, few doubt it. Peele is more vocal than most others when it comes to hiring policies and stuff like that. The Daily Mail on Sunday about the wave of reverse racism pulsing through the industry, sparking of conditions, anonymously, the executive confirmed that climate now is toxic for any white middle-aged man in show business. Their careers are pretty much over. They continue, we're only hiring people of color, women, or LBGT writers, star, produce, operate the cameras, work in craft services. If you are white, you can't speak out because you will instantly be branded racist or condemned for white privilege. The pendulum has swung so far, everyone is paralyzed with fear by any idea anything you could say by misinterpret, and your career ended instantly. There are a lot of hushed conversations going on, but publicly everyone is desperate to be seen about promoting racism and too terrified to speak out. It's imploding, a total meltdown. The failure to nominate actors of color for the Oscars has been seen as a stain of Hollywood in recent years, but they are fear that the pendulum has swung too far in the other direction, that the movie and TV industries are on edge about collective nervous breakdowns, the latest buzz when it comes to all this other stuff. Dude, this article is long as hell. Again, when it comes to wokeness, dude, this article is long as hell. I'm just gonna give you my quick thoughts about this. Again, you guys can read the whole entire article. This shit's long as hell. Here's the thing, right? We kind of knew this was gonna happen. Again, in my personal opinion, the problem is that, and we're going to just keep it 100. I'm a real, honest, authentic channel. I'm not going to BS you like everybody else. The problem is that Hollywood, again, America's racist in general, but Hollywood's been showing off like, oh, we're super liberal, we are progressive, and blah, blah, blah. But then you make 100 slave movies. You make, you have Harvey Weinsteins. You have your Donald Trumps. You have freaking your Kevin Spaceys. You feel me? You have all these freaking people that are out here doing all this horrible shit in Hollywood, and then you defend them and all this other shit, and you understand why, Hollywood is considered racist and sexist. Now that you have a global race war, now you have a pandemic a recession, you have all this horrible stuff happening simultaneously, Hollywood is going to be in the biggest spotlight ever because, the problem is, if we're talking about Marvel and Disney, I talked about this movie before, right? You can't sit here and talk about diversity and representation when you have 20 plus movies starring a white dude in it, you feel me? And even if you do get a woman, you're going to get a white woman, you feel me? So it's just you're instead of having a white dude, you're going to have a Karen, you feel me? So it's all this other stuff that happens. So you're going to have to really diversify it where diversify your actors and movies and your actors, your actresses and all this other stuff where you don't have to deal with the mob, because the problem is right now you're dealing with this SJW woke Twitter crowd demographic, and the problem is that before you could just ignore them or whatever it is. Now the problem is this SJW left wing crowd or whatever you want to call them. They actually have the ball, not even have the balls, but they have no problem burning shit down. I mean, you saw how they just destroyed around. I mean, or even not even America, around the world, they started rioting, burning shit down, destroying businesses. And I feel like Hollywood is so scared of getting canceled and having their career broken that these the woke crowd or the woke mob, whatever it is, would rush into like Warner Brothers or Disney's or Universal or Sony Studios and burn everything down and lit it with a freaking fire and throw gasoline. So now they are so scared that something like that can happen to them. But the problem is that you guys are some racist ass bastards. You guys been racist for almost 100 years. And now you have something like this and you're trying to be like the good guys. You're like, oh, we're not racist, stuff like that. No, Hollywood, you guys are freaking racist. And the problem is right now, you need as much money as you possibly can. You can't afford to be pandering to people who may or may not give a shit about you. And the problem is the people that you may or may you're pandering to probably not going to show up to the movies. They'll talk all this shit on Instagram and Twitter and all this other stuff, but then they'll burn everything down. And the problem is I think Hollywood's in a really bad position as well, because I think, in my personal opinion, they can either pander to the SJW woke Twitter crowd that burn everything to the ground and make no money, or you don't pander to them and they burn everything down. So again, Hollywood's in a very loose they're not in a win-win situation. They're in a very lose-lose type of situation. You feel me? Like, there's no way they can win from when it comes to this political climate. And maybe they can wait till Biden gets elected or whatever happens and wait till things start calming down racially. But I don't see anything calming down for a very long time. So Hollywood, they put themselves in the position. Right now, my people went through so much shit when it comes to, racial oppression for 400 years. This is almost like the wrath of God almost to society in general around the world, and you're just starting to feel that wrath and that impact affect you and affect your money when it comes to this type of issue right now. And also, just let's talk about the white actors and actresses. Again, in my personal opinion, I don't feel like you should just get rid of white actors and white actresses and stuff like that, but I do feel like, okay, well, a lot of it is because this is just my personal opinion, right? Hollywood's very racist. They're going to try to act like they're not. Let's be honest. They'll say all this other bullshit, but then when it comes to China or these other countries, they'll take out a gay scene, they'll take out a black person, they'll shrink them like crazy and act like, oh, we care about you guys, but then you're in this other country and market acting very different. So when it comes to the white actors and actresses and writers, again, I feel bad for y'all. Don't get it wrong. Like, I don't feel like, them being white should have their jobs be taken away. But the problem is that a lot of y'all been very quiet about this shit too. You know what I mean? Y'all haven't said shit about this whole diversity, racism bullshit. You're just trying to go in there, pay your bills, stuff like that. But when it comes to something like this, and y'all just very quiet, or you guys don't speak out about this whole diversity, representation shit, then now it's going to hit on a lot of the white actors and white actresses and white actors and writers and directors and producers. When you guys aren't out there trying to make the effort, it's one thing going on camera saying, yeah, we need diversity representation. Are you actually doing the paperwork where you can actually hire people who are not even underprivileged, but people who are underrepresented into these powerful positions, so when you can have it more diverse and inclusive and have better storytelling? No, y'all just shutting the fuck up and trying to pay your bills. And I understand from that point of view, but a lot of y'all gonna get hit too, man. Like, it's serious right now, man. There's no bullshit. Anybody can get hit. Anybody's getting smoked. I mean, you're starting to see it right now. You're seeing it with Jimmy Fallon. You're seeing it with Jimmy Kimmel. You're seeing it with Ivanka Trump. You're seeing it with all these white celebrities and actresses and actors and stuff like that. You had the whole entire thing with Family Guy with Cleveland Brown. They got rid of him. You had the whole thing with Christian Kristen Bell, the chick who voice acts Frozen, and some other white chick who voice over some black cartoon character. They already X'd her out. You feel me? So now you guys are understanding that this shit is real, and now that is affecting you and affecting your bottom line. Now you guys have to wake the hell up and be like, oh shit, this is real. And I feel like they're doing it because they're trying to make sure that these woke Twitter crowd or woke mob doesn't come in there and burn their house down, or their CVS, their Wendy's, their Starbucks, and burn it to the ashes. That's just my personal opinion. So again, that's pretty much it, guys. Tell me what you guys think about this. I know this is a very serious, very serious, dark video, but I feel like it's something we have to be honest about, and it's something we really have to talk about, because right now things are changing. People will say for the good and the bad, but the racial tension right now when it comes to Hollywood and movies, it's definitely gonna have an impact in the long term. You feel me? So that's pretty much it, guys. Let me know in the comment section below. Make sure you rate and like the video and subscribe. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Peace and have a great day and take care.